Hello everyone and welcome back to the Doctor's Garage here on YouTube, and today I'm giving you an update on my Land Rover Discovery 5 and what is going on. As you will know if you've been following the channel, I haven't had my Discovery now for 3 months. It's been in the garage for 3 months with Marshalls, and basically it still isn't fixed. I still haven't got it back, and it's quite a sad day today because I'm in the Discovery 5, which I've had for the last 3 weeks or so, which is a D300 2021 plate, which I'm really pleased with and really like. And unfortunately, I am going back now into another Kia, which is quite disappointing considering now we're 3 months down the road and still no closer, still don't have an update from JLR as to when this wiring harness is going to be sorted out. So going back into a Kia, unfortunately, I've been told that it's a very nice Kia and it is top of the line, but still disappointing that Marshall's having to rent another Kia because they've basically sold this Discovery now. Now I'm heading over to the dealership to go and give back, very reluctantly, this Discovery 5 because it's been sold and is now uninsured from 5 PM today. So gonna go and have a chat with the guys, see where we are with it, and I'll let you know and I'll keep you updated. Also, if you haven't seen already, I'm selling my Land Rover Defender 90. It's a TD5 in Keswick Green. I've owned it for 3 years and spent about £15,000 upgrading it to the state that it is today. You can win this for just £5. I'll put the link in the description below this video and in the comments. So go ahead and get yourself a ticket. Draw ends in December. So back out of the Land Rover dealership, and I've been to Marshall's today to find out what's been going on, what the status is of my Discovery 5, what Land Rover said, what Marshalls have said, and in this video I'm going to be telling you everything about where I am at the moment and kind of the next steps really of what I'm going to do. As you can probably see at the moment, this is not a Discovery, this is not a Land Rover. I am back in a Kia Sportage. The rumour was true when they called me and said you're going to have to take a car off you and switch you back into a Kia. And that's a bit disappointing, to be honest, because it's now over 3 months that I haven't had my Discovery for, and I'm now back in a Kia. So basically, for those that don't know, to summarise the story in brief, when was it now? Earlier this summer, I had some problems with the car in the sense of when I was in my Discovery and tried to start it, the button sometimes would start the car and sometimes it would just power the whole car off. And it went in for investigation once, and it didn't quite get fixed, and so then it kept on doing it. And as a result now, when you tried to start it, it would start up sometimes, but then sometimes it just wouldn't start at all. You'd have to go away, lock the car, leave it for 20 minutes, come back in, and it would start. And that was probably like 1 in 20 starts, but towards the time I did take it in, it was almost like 1 in 3, 1 in 2. And obviously whenever you parked anywhere or turned the car off, you couldn't guarantee it'd be able to start again, and I was stranded a few times. So decided it was best to take it to Land Rover to get it sorted. So they believe it is this wiring harness under the left front wheel tyre somewhere down there that is the cause of this. There's a loose connection or a corroded connection, and as a result it needs to be replaced. So I'm waiting from Land Rover to get this new wiring harness to fit to the car to get it sorted, and it's been 3 months now that we've been waiting, and I'll tell you about some of those updates in regards to kind of where I am with the part. But back in a Kia today with no real ETA of when that's going to be fixed or when I'm going to have it back. So during this time, I was in a Kia to start with, got put into a Toyota Hilux, or I rented a Toyota Hilux actually, because I needed to tow during the summer and needed a towing vehicle that Land Rover couldn't supply. So I rented a Toyota Hilux. And at the time I was led to believe that Land Rover would be paying us back that money for the rental because I paid for it at the time. Turns out I'm only going to get paid that back once this job is complete, and the problem is there's no ETA on when that's going to be complete, so I'm £1,500 out of pocket, as well as not having my Discovery for 3 months now, which is kind of frustrating, kind of disappointing. I've got to say, and I think it's important to note in this video probably, what are the relationships between the dealerships and JLR themselves? And something I didn't understand, and probably something I'm learning now, is Marshalls, who I've been dealing with on a regular basis, have been very, very good. Marshalls have always tried to get me into a Land Rover. Like I said, I had this Discovery 5 for about 3-4 weeks before this car, on loan, I guess, while my car's been fixed, and that was really, really nice. It was great because I didn't really care, to be honest, that mine was in the garage, because I had a Discovery and it was great and I could run around in it and did everything my car did, so no problems with that. And Marshalls have actually always been very supportive, but what I am learning is Marshalls are the dealer But obviously JLR manufacture the cars, and marshals are kind of at the mercy of, or any dealers at the mercy of JLR in regards to getting these parts sorted. So whenever I speak to marshals, they have to speak to JLR and get an update. So I've actually started just to call JLR and say, what's the deal? Where are we with my car? And that's been quite a frustrating relationship, I guess, because I know marshals are doing everything they can to try and get my vehicle sorted. At the end of the day, it's in their interest to get it off their, out their workshop or out their back of their car park and move it back out onto the road. So I know they're trying to get it sorted, but they have as much information as I do in regards to when I call JLR and say, look, what's the deal for this wiring harness? And they can just say they have no estimated time it's going to be available. They just have no idea. And there was an application made to take one of these wiring harnesses off their production line for one of their newer vehicles, but that was refused. And again, they've got no idea why that was refused. They have to send an email to the parts department and I never hear back. And it's just been really frustrating because not only has it been 3 months now, there is no idea as to when that might be fixed. So is it going to be 6 months? Is it going to be a year? No one knows, and no one can give me any reassurance it'll be any time sooner. So quite annoying because obviously cars just stuck there, can't be used, can't be run. I think a whole nother issue that I don't really want to think about is it actually this wiring harness that is the cause of the fault? Because if it's not, obviously waited this long to get this wiring harness, if we put the wiring harness in and then, I mean, if it doesn't work again or it does the same fault, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I probably won't take it back. I'll probably try and just get it sorted somewhere else because it's just been away from me for so long now. Great that it's been covered under the approved warranty, which is good, but still just not having the car for this long is quite annoying, and obviously having to keep swapping to different vehicles has been frustrating. And JLR really, when I speak to head office, can't offer me anything else in regards to timelines. All I want to know is when is it going to be ready, or when do we have an idea that this part might be available? And at the moment they don't know. So that's where I am at the moment, and I'm not really sure what to do next, to be fair. And I think part of the reason this is a bit stressful is because in January of this year, or in January of next year, sorry, so very soon, in like 3 months time, everything is due for my Discovery. So the new approved warranty starts again, so it's another £1,000. I've got to get it reinsured, I've got to get new road tax on it. Everything needs to be done. It's kind of that time of year that I always do everything. So frustratingly, that's going to cost probably around, I'd say, £2,500, depending what the insurance quote is. Did miss as well, that is when it's also going to be due for service in February. So another £600, £700, whatever it's going to be. So there's so many things that are due to be done at that time of year. So the fact that we haven't had it for 3 months and it's still ongoing into probably November, maybe even December, I'm going to literally get it back and then have like a £2,500, £3,000 bill just to kind of keep it on the road. And if I'm honest, and I've said this to JLR themselves, I've said, look, I don't want it back from you. I'd rather you just keep it. Can you take it off me, basically? Can you take it off me, give me the cash of what it's worth, and then at least I'll be rid of it, because I don't want to get it back and have to then pay all this stuff out to just kind of for my own personal thing, insurance, whatever, all that stuff. So really frustrating, because obviously I can't sell it when I don't have it. I want to sell it, but I don't have it, so I can't sell it, and it's really annoying. When I speak to dealers as well, of course I get their perspective. They also don't want to buy it, really. That's not really in their interest, I can imagine, to buy a vehicle that they know they're also going to have this lead time that they have no idea, because they're at the mercy of JLR too, so they don't know when they're going to get this vehicle fixed. So why would they even buy it off me if they can't sell it? So I get that perspective as well. So in a bit of a difficult one, really. Interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. What is the plan? What do I do? Because I've tried to speak to JLR and kept a really positive relationship with JLR at their head office to try and find out information and get on where we are. But the last conversation I had with them was more around like, look, I understand what you're saying, but can you just give me some kind of an ETA? Can we get some sort of a date in? At least tell me, okay, in the next 2 weeks we're gonna have something sorted. Or, you know what, you guys have been waiting for so long, we're gonna get one off a new parts line, or we're gonna get it produced for you and it's gonna be this much, whatever. I just want some fix to it, to be honest. And it's getting really frustrating now because there's just no answers anywhere at all. So what would you guys do if you're in the same position? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe you've been in this situation as well with JLR. I do know that actually at the moment, I have spoke to some people in that department that have said you're not the only ones. You're really not the only ones. I think backdating from all the COVID stuff that happened, and the shortage of these semiconductor chips and all that, I think is also playing a massive part on parts as well as it is cars. So don't really know what to do. Also, whilst I've not had my Discovery, it's also tanked in value because obviously the price of cars, the used car market has dropped significantly. So it's also lost loads of money too. So overall, in quite a bad way with the Discovery. So yeah, what will you do? Let me know in the comments below. As always, subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you guys very soon.